Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with you. We're in Mark chapter 6 today, and we're talking about Jesus walking on the water in the midst of the storm. We said yesterday about the shine, wine, recline dilemma of Christians, especially those possibly in leadership and ministry. We need to be careful that we don't try and touch God's glory by making ourselves look a whole lot better than we think we really are. And then we spoke about the whining that can happen because things aren't always as we would like them to be. And things aren't always ever going to be how we exactly want them to be. So let's cut that stuff out of here. But let's talk about what it means to recline. Shine, wine, and recline. Now, the reclining I think you're thinking about is a reclining that would be associated maybe with laziness, to let the others people to do the job. Then my volunteers come in and do it, and if it's not done properly, then I'll just whine again. But there's a reclining aspect that's got nothing to do with anything to do at all with being lazy or just letting others do what we should maybe be doing. I want to talk about this today. If you read in the passage as it continues, here's what it says. It says, yesterday we said, but all of them saw him and they were terrified. Then it says this, and immediately, there's another immediately, he spoke to them and said, take courage, it is I, do not be afraid. I love that passage. You know, if we took that passage seriously, if we really said, do not be afraid. Don't be afraid, people. What are we afraid of anyway? Don't be afraid. Take courage, I am with you. Those three small statements can change so much about who we are and the way we live our Christian experience. Now, the reclining I'm talking about is not the laziness aspect where we just park off and let others do it and pretend that we have. But the reclining is a state, I guess it's a state of mind where we think, Lord, no matter how bad it is, no matter how much everybody else is whining, in my heart, I'll be reclining. In my heart, I will rest in the knowledge that I can take courage, because as you were with the disciples in the midst of the storm, you're going to do the same for me. In the midst of the storms of my life, in the midst of the storms of my ups and downs and the undulating motion of up and down of life, and when we're down we never think we're going to go up, but we do, and when we're up we never think we're going to go down, but we do. People, that's life. And in the midst of this, the stabilizing factor says, Jesus says, you can recline. You can just relax and know that whatever happens is in my control. Now obviously, if there's sin in your life, you need to wake up and smell the coffee. You need to do something about fixing it, because you may be the source of the storm. But when storms come into your life, and there's no known reason as to why the storm could be there, other than the fact that it's a situation outside of your control, you can relax, recline, and rest in the knowledge that God is with you. Your rest is found in Him. And resting and reclining, you do know, is not some kind of passive resignation to a whole bunch of facts that are going on around you. Not at all. It's a very positive thing. It's that optimism we spoke about yesterday, to say, hey, it's not so cool right now, but it's going to get better. This too is going to pass. And even if it doesn't pass, we've got the whole of eternity ahead of us. That's going to be awesome. And so when we recline, I kind of think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They didn't have a storm, they had a fire. I'm not sure which is the best. And they said to one another, we can relax. They said to the king, we know that our God is able to deliver us from this fire. But you know what, king? Even if he doesn't, we're still chilled. We're still relaxed about that. And they went into that fire with a mindset of rest and reclining in the knowledge that God will never leave them. Well, here's the good news. If that was a promise to them, has God changed? Has God changed His mind? Not at all. What God said to those who walked in the fire, and He was there amongst them, the fourth person walking in the fire, here's Jesus, the ultimate help, the strength that they needed, the courage that they needed, was right there in the midst of the storm. Jesus may be a lot closer to you than you would ever imagine. Think about that today. Have a great day, guys. See you soon. Bye.